The sound of a gun cocking froze the entire office floor. Everyone's breath hitched as a masked man dragged a trembling intern by her arm, pressing cold metal against her temple. "Don't move or she gets hurt," he screamed, his voice echoing through the high glass walls of Horizon Industries. Papers fluttered, phones clattered, and a dozen terrified employees ducked behind desks. The CEO, Evelyn Ross, stood near her office door, her heart pounding so loud she could barely hear herself think. But in the middle of that chaos, one man didn't panic. A janitor, clad in a faded blue uniform, holding nothing but a mop, slowly raised his eyes toward the gunman. His name was Aaron Cole. And while everyone else trembled, Aaron's gaze was calm, unshaken, even gentle. The attacker noticed him and snarled, "You. Sit down." But Aaron didn't. Instead, he stepped forward, his voice low and steady, "You don't have to do this. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, courage, and second chances, then take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to our channel Stories of Kindness. Your support keeps stories like this alive. The office was tense, the air so thick it could choke anyone who dared to speak. Evelyn couldn't take her eyes off the janitor. She'd seen him cleaning the halls, mopping the lobby floors, quietly going about his work without ever saying much. She had never even learned his name until now. But in that moment, it was him, an ordinary janitor, who stood between danger and disaster. Aaron's tone was calm, like someone who'd seen fear before and learned to walk through it. "What's your name?" he asked softly. The man's hand shook, the gun trembling near the young intern's face. "Don't talk to me," he barked. "They ruined my life. I just want my money." Evelyn realized the man was one of their former employees, a technician named Carl, who'd been laid off months ago after the company downsized. He was desperate, broken, and dangerous. Aaron took one careful step forward, raising his hands. "Carl, I get it," he said quietly. "You're angry. You've been hurt. But this isn't the way." Carl's breathing quickened, his eyes darting from Aaron to Evelyn. "You think you understand? You think you know what it's like to lose everything?" Aaron's jaw tightened slightly, his voice barely above a whisper. "I do." That made Carl pause. The silence that followed was heavier than the noise had been. "My wife died 3 years ago," Aaron said slowly. "Left me with a little girl who asks every night when her mom's coming home. I work here cleaning floors so she can eat and go to school. I know what losing everything feels like, Carl. But hurting someone won't bring it back." Evelyn's throat tightened. She'd never known this about him. The calm way he spoke wasn't fake, it came from pain that had been lived through. The attacker's hand faltered slightly, but his rage wasn't gone. "You're lying," Carl said. "You're just like the rest of them." Aaron shook his head. "No. I'm not." He slowly set his mop aside, palms still open. "Look at me, Carl. You don't want to hurt that girl. You're not a bad person, you're just lost right now." As Aaron talked, Evelyn quietly signaled security to stay back. Something in her heart told her to trust him. The gunman's breathing grew uneven, tears glinting in his eyes. "They took my job, my home," he muttered. Aaron nodded softly. "And now you're about to take your own life away too, Carl. You do this, there's no coming back. You'll never get to rebuild, never get another chance." For a moment, the man's eyes flickered, hope, confusion, pain all mixed together. Aaron took another step closer. Then another. The office felt like it was holding its breath. Carl looked at him, then at the intern still trembling in his grasp. And just as his grip loosened, a loud sound broke through, the elevator bell chimed. Carl flinched, turning sharply toward it. In that split second, Aaron moved. He lunged forward, gripping Carl's wrist with surprising strength. The gun went off, the sound deafening. A scream tore through the air. The bullet hit the wall inches above Evelyn's shoulder. Within seconds, security rushed in, pinning Carl down as the gun clattered across the floor. The intern fell to her knees, sobbing. Aaron stood frozen, breathing heavily, a small cut across his arm from the scuffle. When it was over, everyone stared at him in stunned silence. Evelyn walked toward him, her legs weak. "You saved her," she whispered. Aaron just shook his head, picking up his mop again. "Just did what anyone should do." But Evelyn knew not everyone would have. Most would have run, or hidden. But not him. Later that afternoon, after the police had taken Carl away and the office had calmed down, Evelyn called Aaron to her office. The sunlight poured through the tall windows, glinting off the glass towers outside. Aaron stood quietly, his uniform wrinkled, his arm bandaged. Evelyn looked at him for a long moment before speaking. "Why didn't you run?" she asked softly. He hesitated, then said, "Because my daughter's waiting for me at home. I couldn't let her grow up in a world where people stop caring about others." Evelyn felt something break inside her, a guilt she hadn't realized she carried. She'd built a company that chased profit more than purpose. And today, the man she'd never even noticed reminded her what real courage looked like. "How old is your daughter?" she asked gently. 7, he said with a faint smile. "Her name's Mia. She loves drawing. Says she's gonna paint big buildings like this one someday." Evelyn smiled sadly. "Sounds like she has her father's strength."